Evaluation in research and innovation projects is very, very important for a number of reasons. On the one hand, evaluations are always a way of being accountable for what we're showing the results of the projects we launch, but also learning. And that learning is very, very important in the context of the SDGs. We have to move away from aid in the traditional forms of aid we were doing into the beyond aid agenda. Beyond aid agenda on using also knowledge and innovation as a driver for development.
What they asked us to do was identify funding that had gone into projects which had a component of research and innovation, because there is no single budget for research and innovation in DEVCO. That resulted in an identification of some €1 billion worth of projects which had R&I components in them, well spread across the continents. There were preponderance in ACP countries, and particularly food security.
We looked very much at the programs and the projects that the Commission finances with international research institutions, local research institutions, and local multi-stakeholder platforms. There is a clear focus on producing global public goods like seeds or different varieties or different ways of growing crops, animals, etc. That could be then spread and upscaled and used by others when it's produced by research. Many innovations are produced, but then the scaling up is a problem, because in many countries, and especially the countries where it's most needed, the infrastructure, the research groups, the innovations don't spread because the sort of institutions are not there that can push it, or the companies don't have the means to acquire them or to test them. It then stays with a few people who have learned something very interesting, but it isn't able to be spread by others to other areas or other people.
The sectoral approach basically is the approach adopted in this period, and what it consists of is the Commission identifying with its partners in these specific sectors. We want to work on a food security program in Burkina Faso or something like that, and then looking at, does it have a research component inside it? And that can work extremely well. I mean, one example we had was quite many years of funding gone into the Ethiopian Coffee Improvement Program, which is basically a national Ethiopian government program to improve coffee plantations. And a lot of the research element of that is about finding new varieties of coffee plants that are well adapted to different soil and weather conditions, different parts of Ethiopia. We feel that while the sectoral approach has worked well, it is actually quite important in our eyes to start looking at research and innovation as a sort of engine, or one of the engines of economic growth, and to take a more strategic approach to it across the whole sort of gamut of the DEVCO's funding programs.
Much more clear strategic focus on strengthening national innovation systems. National research, national extension services, national companies, advisory services, etc. And the second one is, I think if the Commission, DEVCO, wants to address this type of more comprehensive issues in a country, then they should make sure that their dedicated staff at delegations has more time to do that. There's more capacity.
We need to be innovative because it's no longer business as usual. We have to leapfrog development. So that's where the innovation comes in. We should not continue at the same rate of development with the same methodology, with the same knowledge as we were doing in the past, but trying and use innovation to accelerate that development.
It's the Commission's intention not to just do research, but to actually have benefits flowing to small farmers, family farmers, poor people in developing countries. And strengthening the innovation systems in countries is the only way to do that.